I included an example that we're working on right now because I just thought, how do I show how partnership could be leveraged? So we get questions a lot about accessibility, AODA accessibility, and the American version ADA accessibility, which is legislation for accessible websites. And there's a lot of different requirements. It's quite complicated because it's a government website, so we get a lot of questions all the time about accessibility. So, we have a running database of questions that we get from clients that we kind of create content and tools around, and accessibility is a big one. So we started creating some content around it, and we thought about a partner, Accessiby. So Accessiby is an accessibility compliance consultancy. They've got some tools that are not accessible unless you're a partner. And so leveraging partners to help with helping your customers is another great way of deploying initiatives like this. So Accessiby let us use their accessibility checker, so you can actually go in, put your website in, and it'll give you a report that is good enough to hand off to a development or design team and actually make accessibility changes to your website. I wanted to also include the Staples project because it is non-tech. This was for Staples Promo Canada, and basically, they wanted to promote some of their promo products that weren't the typical, let's put a logo on a mug, although that does have a place in promo. VR was a really big discussion at the time, and all of their clients were like, well, how do I, much like AI has a lot of hype right now. At one point, VR had a ton of hype, and every organization was thinking, how do I leverage VR? And there were a lot of different options. And so basically, we pulled all of that research, and we created what looks like a gallery event. And we kind of highlighted some of the hardware. And we built some content and some education around, what is your budget? How do you want to actually leverage VR? What's the appropriate tool for your organization? And then on the right, actually, you can see like a fun little exercise we created. So we had a Google Tilt brush, which is basically like paint in virtual reality. And we put Staples logo in there, and you could go in and decorate it. And then we did a follow-up where people were actually sent their artwork. And it drove a lot of leads for Staples. And this is the last one that I have. But FP Canada, they're a big financial regulator in Canada. They were having a tough time consolidating all their potential leads and potential members that they would be talking to, because they come from a wide array of sources. Some of them are students. Some of them are people that are trying to change certification. Some of them are trying to build on their certification. And in kind of doing a bit of analysis with their customers, they started to understand that the certification roadmap is a pain. And it's pretty complicated. And so as they started interviewing more and more of their customers, they started to realize that, maybe there's an opportunity here to build a certification planner so people can actually roadmap their career out. And we can help them to do some of that planning so that they don't have to go and figure it out on their own. And so this tool was built for them to start consolidating all of that potential inbound traffic into one place.